The following is a Thorf TV production brought to you in cooperation with Jack Thorfinson. Welcome to the Pre-Hard Target Show. Tonight we will be looking at a recently purchased used Glock 19 that we'll be shooting this weekend on the Hard Target range. Howdy, pards! Let's get this show on the road to the sunny slopes of long ago. That doesn't heat you up and cool you down all the same time. This is what we're shooting this weekend at the Hard Target range. This recently purchased used Glock 19 I picked up that had the True Glow fiber optic tritium night sights on it. And what I did is I took the front sight off because I wanted to show it to you too here. And I took this sight off. You can see it's got a fiber optic rod in it. The front part has a tritium vial in there so that you have a nice fiber optic sight that in the dark, which I'm really not doing a very good job of, it still glows green. Looks the same in day and night, which is the bonus for this. The downside to it is it attaches like all Glocks with that one screw through that oval shaped hole in the front of the slide and just kind of leaves an awful lot of, get it where you can see it here, maybe you're better here, leaves an awful lot of unattached material here that if you knock this sight gives it a lot of leverage to loosen the sight or bend the sight. So I'm not really excited about it because of that and I'm reducing my sight radius by a good inch with this front sight. So to add on top of that, this is just a backup sidearm to my other sidearm. And I'd really like to have the identical sight setup. Well, I had a tritium night sight, Metropolitan night sight, in inventory, which is the same as what I have on the other firearms. So all I'm short is my battle hook sight on the rear. I replaced it with that, so at least I didn't have this front sight on there for the reasons I didn't want it on there. And the only difference being, I think it is slightly shorter, this setup, so my sight isn't quite the same height as it looks to me. It's not a heck of a lot of difference, but I think it's going to be enough to cause me trouble. But we'll see at the range on Sunday. And I left the backside on. I did put a little glue, epoxy glue in there so that those fiber optic rods are held captive and can't pop out on me. Because that has been a problem with some fiber optic, well, most fiber optic sights I've had in the past. With heavy usage, they're popping out or breaking and have to be replaced. So I thought it would be wise to put a little epoxy Gorilla Glue in there to start with and just keep them from breaking and coming out. That's worked well in the past with other ones I've had. So this is what we're going to look at this weekend and shoot. And of course, like I say, I picked this up used and did it because I've got it as a backup gun to my other firearms, but this gun has hardly, if ever, been shot. Yeah. It was basically a brand new gun that I picked up used that a gentleman had bought for his wife, and she was not too impressed by it as an anniversary gift, I guess. And he didn't want to keep it, I guess. It maybe would be bad memories for him, went and traded it on a different gun. So I picked it up at a pretty good price, and especially with the sights. But since the sights aren't, you know, this will end up coming off when I can get my hands on a battle hook rear sight, and I'm going to end up with a set of sights that have tritium vials in it that, you know, it's not a good thing to put in inventory because they just go bad. 10 years from now, if I haven't used them, they're just going to be plain old sights with fiber optic rods in them. One thing I have done to this firearm, if you can see that orange piece in there, that is a New York 2 trigger. So I've made this it kind of simulates a double action only semi-automatic firearm, kind of sorta. It's similar to a revolver feel to the trigger. It gives it a very heavy a little bit longer feel to the trigger pull and a heavier trigger pull. It about doubles the trigger pull on the gun. I just thought I'd show you that and mention that. I do that to all the Glocks I have because I'm an old revolver guy and I like a heavy trigger pull, so if I have to back out of it, it gives me a little more time to back off the shot. There you go, guys. That's what we're shooting this weekend at the hard target range, and I find it's a good idea, even if you've got several of these firearms. When you pick one up, you should find out if it works right or not right away, so you know what you got to do if it doesn't. So we're going to find that out, see how this works. I don't have any reason to believe it isn't going to run flawlessly, but that's what we'll find out on Sunday at Hard Target Range. There you go, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Till next time, for Mr. Holster and Jack, who's not here, I haven't heard from him. He's still out on deployment. But for Mr. Holster and Jack, go out and stay safe.